Greetings from Costa Rica. Today I'm joined by two very special people. Vi and Tung have come all the way from Texas down to Playa Junquillal to look at real estate and start their search for a potential home here in Costa Rica. If you like watching reality TV about people searching for their homes, you're gonna love this. It's not pre-recorded, this is not fake, they have not already found their property. This is Vi and Tung's Costa Rica real estate search. Stay tuned. Greetings from Costa Rica, folks. Welcome, Vi and Tung. Thanks so much for joining me.
Yeah, thank you for having us, Matt.
These are YouTube watchers turned visitors here in Playa Junquillal.
Yeah.
We've just finished our initial tour of the area.
Yeah.
Go ahead with your first impression. What do you feel? What are you feeling after having been through the community?
I think our first impression was you.
Aww.
Well, for me, we were just so excited to meet you.
Aww.
You know, like, this is all honesty, 100%. This is not staged. Matt didn't pay me anything. Really honest from the heart. Was very grateful with a good feeling about Matt, and that really made it to a very pleasant morning.
Yeah.
Because we watched, we were interested in Costa Rica, but we were 21, we don't know anything. Fortunately, YouTube, like everyone else did, we watched many people, and we felt really good with Matt. Because I told my husband, he's the only one out there that tells you, do not buy one on your first visit. Like, who would do that? You know, and Matt actually, I felt Matt is really watching out for us as well. And that made me really comfortable. And
Great.
So you were our first comer.
Great. I really appreciate that at the time.
Yeah.
And yes, this is not paid advertising.
Absolutely
We'll have to
not.
clarify that.
Yeah.
Tell us, why are you looking in Costa Rica to begin with? What brought you here today?
Well, pretty much just kind of tired of the grind in the U.S. States. We want somewhere to kind of relax and just take it easy. We feel like Costa Rica, where we want to be.
Yeah.
Because of the accessibility, it's only 3.5 hours to Houston, where we're from. It's amazing. You can always get home quickly on the flight if you need to. That was a big plus.
Hey, but you have to fly United from Houston, right?
Southwest.
Oh, Southwest. Okay.
And other great ways.
Excellent. Oh yeah, so it's just a 3.5 hour direct flight down to Liberia.
Welcome order. Send the
Yeah.
both options.
Yep. Now you've been to Costa Rica.
He has been 2 times.
Yeah, he's been to Costa Rica, and this is your first experience.
It's my first experience.
How does this strike you? You've been talking a lot as we toured around today. This reminds you a lot of Vietnam and the sort of feeling you get from rural areas there.
For me personally, I know everyone's different, but for me, I love it in many ways. First, it feels like Vietnam, you know, and of course I miss home, but I love to live here. But going home is a 21-hour minimum trip. That's the shortest flight you can find right now. We miss the tropical life, but really, we are going to the quality of food and life in the air. And that's really important to us. And we want to be close to amenities. And if we search around, it sounds like Costa Rica really fits all of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, close to the U.S., that's our home.
Yep.
And you know, no matter what, you always have to go home. And it's easy to go home. And the quality of life, the food, which is really important to us.
Yeah, she's actually been teaching me on the trip. What was the name of the fruit we got from the lady at the estuary?
Longan. I was so glad the local was so nice. She saw us, we were there at the river checking out, and there were locals there.
Yeah.
And she just came up to us and shared her fruits, and it really speaks true about Costa Rica, because you hear that. Of course, you hear that people here are nice. Of course, you don't know until you're there.
Yeah.
And we experienced it.
And that was brilliant. I have to admit, I was looking at, so we went to the river mouth, the end of the road in Junquillal, and there was a family out there fishing. And it was a family that I didn't recognize. The woman sort of kept looking over at us, and eventually when we were about to leave, she walks over to the car and says, I've got these little fruits you should try, the longans. Apparently it's something that you guys grew up with and know very well. It's the first time I've tried it here in Costa Rica. She's from Bagaces, the woman who gave us the fruit, and literally just wanted to like offer us the opportunity. She could tell we're foreigners, obviously. She could really see that we're visiting the area. We're out there pointing at the river and everything. And she just wanted to do that. That's, you know, there are tons of great examples of how Costa Ricans are proactively nice.
Right. Because we worry about that. You know, you go to a foreign country and we have small children and you worry.
Yeah.
Scared, you worry, you know, and all the nice things you hear about it. And actually it's shown to be true. Like we went to the Hunkyao beach that you showed us, and when you left us to ourselves and we just kind of wander off, we actually see like, you know, expats there, just a lady with her young kids by herself, and she's not worried, she's not scared. You can say, wow, this woman feels really comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, like, there's no one here, and
Yeah.
you worry that it's just me and with little kids, and I'm a woman, but and her kids blending with the local children. And I was like, it really kind of proved that, you know, this is a very welcoming place, you know, and overall, of course, we're human beings. Sometimes there's imperfections because we're humans. Of course, it's everywhere, but you get that nice feeling right away when you get here, you know. Yeah, how do you feel? How do you feel the same way?
Love it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the top reasons consistently that people cite for both their interest in Costa Rica and why they eventually move is that warm, loving culture.
Right.
Costa Rica's benefited a ton. Their history has been very peaceful for the last 80 years, and you find this is an extremely safe place. We were talking about the opportunity to sort of, you know, explore, hike. You can go anywhere and not have to worry about being by yourself in a foreign country. I'd actually feel safer here than a lot of places in the US or Canada, for sure. So we went and we saw a few properties to get a general idea of, you know, what's on the market and what you're looking for. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what your dream looks like? I don't think we necessarily found it 100% today, but what kind of property what is your absolute goal here?
Our goal is to go back to living from nature, living life, and really enjoying people, connection, and quality of life. And we want to go back to the basics, and that's what brought us here to raise our children.
Yeah.
So I need a property for us with some land and some space. We don't need a fancy house, we just need a sturdy house, because I like to cook, we want a big kitchen. But as far as our rooms goes, we just want simple 4 walls, and that's it. But just a big kitchen, because we love gatherings, we love people. And yeah, and just some space to grow our own food and our own little domestic animals. That's our dream. And I mean, you've done a great job. You show us places as close to the beach.
Right.
The property you showed me, actually, I feel like, again, it goes back to you really listen to what we wanted, and you move right on the target. You know, like you don't waste our time, you spend so much of your precious time with us, you know, and you really listen to us and narrow down to simple, like things that were close to what we wanted, you know, and we really appreciate that, you know.
Oh, like, well,
You know?
and I think that the properties we saw are good examples of what people can get, because started out at a house that's very close to the beach. That location brought definitely a smaller home, smaller property kind of feel, more rustic sort of beach cottage. That would definitely be something you'd have to expand greatly to fit your family. Then we saw a 3-bedroom home that's tucked in the woods, much further from the beach, but sort of a newer home that was a very comfortable, you know, sort of modern, you know, US or Canadian home. And the third property was also that, but in a gated community with a lot of land, 1.5 acres. I could clearly see that third option was the closest to our fit.
Yes.
Right. And you really surprised us. That was something that we're like, oh no, we're not gonna do that. We've lived in fancy master plan community before, and we thought we were so excited with them in the States. There's pools, there's activities, and we quickly went, oh, this is not for us. You don't feel comfortable. You're being controlled so much, and you're not comfortable in your own space. You know, and you're being watched. And when you brought us there, we're like, okay, like, you know, like, okay, the community, you know, like, okay, we're gonna be open, but what blew us away? It wasn't.
We felt like the gated community, like the best of everything. You want to be safe, and then we like the amenities. We didn't feel like we were trapped in.
We're trapped in.
So that was perfect.
And that's an important distinction. You made some comments about, you know, like people driving around in the US and telling residents you have to mow your lawn, you have to do this and that. And it helped me realize why some people can be so opposed to that idea. And here, in the gated community we're talking about, Tierra Pacifica, that's absolutely not the case. They're not monitoring the minutia of what's happening on lots. Really, it brings a cohesive community. They've got beautiful amenities there, the pool, tennis court, and gym. To me, it's one of the best compromises available between a gated community and not an authoritarian, overbearing place.
Yeah, and we compare, and we were talking about how, the cost of the space in Tierra Pacifica, the overall, the lot size and the house, it's really not that much more, or maybe a little bit less than the second house that we saw.
Once you think about adding on there,
and the land, and it's in such a beautiful, it's a really nice spot.
Yeah.
The privacy. And I was like, oh, wow, this is not a community because we were so against it, Because our whole goal coming here is like, okay, we want to grow our own food, have our own, source of meat, and I just love all the food. To me, we want to give our children that opportunity to grow up, to kind of, get to know themselves, and know what life is really like before they grow up and do grown-up things, and the grown-up stress, right?
Yeah.
And because I got to experience that life when I was in Vietnam, and we didn't come from money, but somehow it was a really good part of my life, and it seems like it's just really a great place for us.
Yeah.
The gated community, we have kids, so we want kids to play with other kids. You don't know what's going on across the street. Here, a gated community, they can ride their bikes anywhere, and I feel pretty safe with them just going outside.
Yeah, they can go to the pool and back from their house, and
you don't have to be with them.
Yeah.
I feel like they can do their own thing.
Yeah, that's very much the case. And you're also getting, in the gated community, we talked about the fact that in Costa Rica, without any zoning on normal public roads, you can have commercial properties spring up next to a house, next to an apartment building, on and on. It can be diverse. When you go inside that gated community, you're certain that everybody's going to be residential homes.
Right.
And your kids can go out the internal road because you're not going to see traffic there. It would be a great playground.
Definitely.
We love it. We actually, because every lot, it's just like you go through, it's like you're in a jungle with big lots. It's really private, but it's a beautiful jungle that you would think it is. You have your own hike, beautiful pool, workout area. But then after that, when you get out of that main activity center, everybody goes home. It's so private.
Yeah.
It's so private that you don't feel like you're in a community.
Yeah.
Because, it's all natural space and it's all around.
Yeah.
So, I kind of like this, it feels good. It's a sweet spot.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a sweet spot.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And there aren't many gated communities like it along the coast. Tierra Pacifica is a really nice place here in Junquillal with 75 total lots. There are undeveloped lots there for sale and a house that we saw together that's been sort of teased on my channel before. It will be a listing eventually once the house is finished. But anyhow, I'm really excited to be working with you guys, and whether eventually we find a property here in Junquillal or not, it's been a sincere pleasure spending time with you, especially people who clearly appreciate everything that this has to offer. I like nothing more than getting in the car with people who immediately are saying, they arrived yesterday afternoon, we love this area, we've been so happy, we got out to the beach and we were stoked. So seeing how much you two are enjoying yourselves, I'm really happy, and that's all that matters to me. If and when they come back to Junquillal and continue their search, you'll see them sitting here again, and maybe we'll have 3 kids running around as well.
And grandma.
And grandma. We can have 7. We'll have to get the wide angle on the iPhone going so that we can fit everybody on screen. Stay tuned for updates from Vi and Tung. Do so by subscribing to my channel and hitting that little notification bell. Thanks very much for watching today, and have a good one.
Thank you.